What is up, everyone? Welcome to episode 3 of our podcast here. We have Coach Josh, as usual. And then we
Hello.
also have Bri. She is one of our members,
Hi.
a constant at the 5:30 a.m. class. Very hardworking, very consistent, and it's awesome to have her on the show. She is going to give us a little insight and her perspective on this whole global pandemic thing. How fitness has helped her being healthy, staying healthy physically, mentally, because she is actually a doctor at, correct me if I'm wrong, Sisters Hospital.
I go to Sisters, but I'm also in a private practice too.
Okay, awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So doctor on the front line, has been experiencing this whole thing from a different point of view from probably most people. So it's kind of cool to have her on and sort of get her perspective on all of this. Just to touch real quick, I have, just like everyone else, been stuck in my house, try to get to the gym to do Zoom virtual classes. But, trying to stay busy, positive, trying to push out as much content and value to everyone as we can while we're stuck at home. Josh, what have you been up to? Anything crazy?
Nothing too crazy. I've been actually staying at my friend's house because I really can't stay at home.
Okay.
So I've been
you stay at home?
Well, there's too many kids.
Okay.
So I rather just not be around that right now. So I've been staying at my friend's house. Like, we're just in that core group. I've only been in contact with about 4 different people.
Okay.
And my mom's cool about it though. She texts me every day.
There's kids at my house. Can I do the same thing?
Yeah.
Can I just go sleep at a friend's house? A little different.
Yeah, a little different situation, but
all right, that's fair. Okay. All right. So Bri. If you want to just touch base on what you do, where you do it, Sisters, whatnot. Just give everyone a little intro into who you are, kind of.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't know me, I am a family medicine practitioner. So I work in an office. I see babies to, older age. And I also take care of our patients in the hospital when they're at Sisters. I've been working there now. I was a resident there. Now I'm working there, I think 3 years after I graduated residency. So a total of almost 6 years. So to say that things have been different is kind of an understatement. Yeah. I'm naturally an introverted person, so I would love to be staying at home. I have to be the exact opposite at work, but I actually, for some reason, love it. I love getting to know families and people and kind of being a part of their lives and watching kids grow up and, seeing siblings and realizing that I'm seeing families after connecting everybody after on. So it's weird because a lot of things now have to be done differently. So a lot of visits right now are virtual. And then it's even weird, in the hospital, it's a little bit you can tell that the atmosphere is a little bit more on edge than what it normally is. And it's weird not having visitors coming in either. So there's just a lot fewer people there. And so for me, I guess I'm in the opposite boat as everybody else. I am still leaving the house every day. And I would rather be home, but I love my job. And so I think the fact that I actually love what I do does make it easier to go in every day. And so it's been kind of stressful because everything is so different. I worry about people's health, kind of like I would for my family. Yeah. So for me, feeling like I have a lack of control of what's happening is kind of a big stressor. So I think growing up, I've always done sports. I've always been active. So whenever I have times in my life, which I felt this way before in residency and medical school, there's a lot of times where you just don't have control of what's happening. So the constant for me has always been exercise. I'm actually like really fortunate that you guys are still programming for us. Otherwise, I'd just be doing like 100 burpees every day.
No, you don't want to do that. No. No.
So it's definitely been helping just keeping that constant in my life, because I think for all of us, that's probably the only thing that's constant and the same.
Yeah.
Different, but it's still there in just a different way.
Yeah, absolutely. So like when you say things are a little different at the hospital, like are you guys taking in a lot of these patients that are positive for COVID, or do you see more just families and like sort of infants at this point?
So I have not seen a positive COVID patient personally. I know for Catholic, I can't speak about like Kaleida or ECMC. I don't know what they're doing, but I know specifically for Catholic Health, St. Joe's is the designated COVID hospital right now.
Okay.
So once a patient is tested positive, they do get transferred there. So I think it's just different too, because there are asymptomatic carriers for this COVID, or, you know, you could just have the sniffles, think it's allergies, you don't have a fever, but you're carrying it and you're shedding it. So, I mean, it's not just a hospital where you're exposed. So I think it's just different because you're obviously at higher risk when you're there, but it's kind of everywhere right now.
Yeah, exactly. Josh, did you have any questions for Bri?
So were you like you said you did a lot of things virtually. Are you doing things like through your home mostly, or you going as office kind of and then doing it through virtually that way?
Kind of both. So
kind of both? Okay.
Now that we have the telehealth, we can do more from home.
Okay.
But I am in the office still. So I'm still going in, and we're doing it's kind of like Zoom, but it's just through our EMRs. So it's actually nice. I think a lot of people appreciate not having to leave their house if they don't have to. Right. So it's just safer for everybody to be able to do that right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Does it make you mad when you see people out and about, even whether it's on TV or in person? Does that kind of piss you off a little bit?
It kind of does.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the best thing right now, I know it's tough, but the best thing right now is to stay home. We haven't had our peak yet, and we don't know when that's coming. I think it might be a few weeks, but there's really no way to tell. If people do a good job by staying home, we might never get as high as what we're predicting. So it's still kind of like a critical time right now. Even though it seems like it's settled a little bit, it really hasn't.
Yeah. Absolutely. So to put you on the spot here, if you were able, and this is completely your opinion, if you could predict a time this would sort of end, what would you say? And
for good?
Totally. Well, sort of getting back to normal, people going back to work. What would you say?
I would honestly say summertime, end of May, early June.
Okay.
For this to be really on the downslope, because even after we hit the peak, it's still going to be here. It doesn't go away right away. It has to trend back down. So that takes a few more weeks.
Okay.
So I think it might be a little bit longer than anybody is anticipating, but I think maybe summer, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope it's gone by summer.
Me
We deserve it.
I hope so.
Awesome. So sort of touching back on you working out, sort of using fitness as an outlet, sort of maintaining your physical health, but like also using that to stay healthy mentally through all of this. You said, or I said, and you said you wake up pretty early to start working out, correct? Yeah. What time do you wake up?
Well, right now it kind of depends on the day. I'm definitely awake around 4:30. I might not get out of bed. I'm getting out of bed a little bit later. but
That's okay.
whenever I'm stressed, I just don't sleep very well. So once I'm awake for the day. So I might as well just get up and do something.
Yeah.
That's
Do you feel like it's like just working out, even if you're not 100%, you know, maybe doing 60% effort? Do you feel like it helps you sort of prepare for the day and sort of take on what's ahead of you?
Yeah. So my theory is that some movement is better than no movement.
Yeah.
So even if I wake up, I don't feel like doing anything, I go for a really slow run. It's better than nothing, and it still kind of wakes me up for the day, and I can just handle things better throughout the day. I think more clearly on my feet, so it just sets me up for a better day. So
Good.
right now, I'm trying to work out almost every day. I think I've had 2 rest days since we've been on lockdown. Workouts that maybe are just active rest days, but definitely there's only been 2 days where I've done nothing. So
Okay, that's good. I mean, you know, you're staying fit, staying healthy. Do do a lot of your coworkers, do they sort of work out before or after work or lunchtime or anything like that?
a few people do. We don't really get a lunchtime.
Okay, yeah.
So there's really no breaks when you're there. But yeah, we have a few runners and a few people that do a lot of stuff at home. So people are in general pretty active that I work with.
Okay.
I think I'm the one that's known for the one that does CrossFit. So,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, everybody kind of knows me as that in the office, but
All right. Nice. Josh, you have anything?
Yeah, I got a question. So I always see, like, whenever I go to the grocery store, people wear gloves, right?
yeah.
I just have a question about like proper glove treatment when you're out in grocery stores, because I see a lot of people, they put on their gloves, right? And then they go and then grab their phone, which could be infected with so many germs, and then they touch their face, right?
Yeah.
And then they take it off and just throw it, and they think they're safe by that. But in reality, they just transmitted so many germs. So what my question is, like, what would be the right protocol for somebody like putting on some gloves and then not being infected by germs by it?
So I think one way to visualize it maybe would be like if you were to stick your fingertips in paint, like wet paint.
Okay.
And you don't want to get it anywhere. I think
Okay.
that would be the best way to kind of visualize like whatever you're touching is where the virus is. So yes, obviously if you put gloves on and you touch your face after touching something else, it defeats the purpose. Touching your phone, it's there. Even if you have a mask on your face and you're touching your face with the mask on, it kind of, or you bring the mask under your nose. That's the other thing. If you're wearing a mask, it should cover your nose and your mouth.
Yeah.
Try not to move it. It would defeat the purpose. So I think like an easy way to kind of visualize it is to think of it as like wet paint on the glove, and you don't want to get it anywhere. And that's like an easy way to try and prevent you from actually giving yourself the virus, even with wearing gloves.
Which is really hard to do if you were to have paint on your hand. So that's kind of
hard to do,
yeah. So I think that staying home is the best option to not do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
True. Learn how to like scrub in for surgery. It's really hard to think about like everything that you're touching, even how you take a mask off. If you're wearing a scarf over your face, like whenever you're taking a mask off, you have to kind of bring it away from your face rather than like over your face or close to your face. You're just kind of shedding the virus that way.
Okay. Now, when you get home, is there any like protocol that you have to do before you walk into your house?
Yeah. So what I've been doing is I've been wearing scrubs to work rather than normal clothes. So when I get home, I walk in the door, I have a laundry chute right there. I take my scrubs off, I throw everything down there. I have a Lysol spray right by the door. I spray everything I touch. I run upstairs and shower, get dressed into clean clothes, and then I can like say hi to anyone. So that's my new routine.
Yeah, that's very involved.
Yeah.
Wow. Damn. All right, Josh, you have anything else or any other?
Do you think do you think that life is going to go back to normal after all this, or you think things are still going to be how they are now in terms of like if grocery stores are still going to have those shields up to protect themselves from potential viruses or germs or anything like that, or
I think we can go back to normal for the most part.
Okay.
I guess the only thing that would be good coming out of this is a lot of the precautions that we're recommending now, such as like really good hand washing and not leaving the house if you're sick. Like those are really good things for just regular cold and flu season. So I think like some things that we're doing right now is good going forward. It doesn't need to be that extreme.
Right.
But yeah, I think we can learn some really good things about like proper hand hygiene and just stuff like that going forward. I think it's good to take with us.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, I think, we sort of touched base on quite a few things. Me personally, just, always talking with you, Bri, like, whether it's at 5:30 a.m. or whenever, I think you're very, like, how you do things is very inspirational. Waking up at, the ass crack of dawn, getting a workout in. A lot of people, they make excuses, and, someone like you that has a full day of work, in a hospital during all of this still has time to get her workout in before or maybe after. Like, that says volumes. You know what I mean? Josh, I mean, you probably agree with that. That's pretty crazy, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, you were doing that even before all this even started.
Yeah. So like when someone says they don't have time, or like, they just don't feel like it, they're feeling lazy. After you guys watch this, you shouldn't feel that way. All right. Even if you don't feel like moving, do something like Bri said, even if it's at 5:30 in the morning, 6 in the morning, just keep moving, stay positive. Bri, would you say that's very important at this point, is sort of creating a positive mindset? I know things can sort of get gloomy here and there, but
yeah.
Do you find yourself maybe bouncing back and forth from, negative to positive throughout the day or throughout the weeks at all, or no?
Yeah. Anything negative though is just more personal. Like I'm getting married May 9th.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Now I think it's going to be on my porch instead of an actual wedding ceremony. So, I mean, stuff like that will get me down, but I'm fortunate to have like a very supportive family, very supportive fiance, like a dog that I can cuddle. So, I've got like really good things going that kind of keep me more grounded. So, yeah, it's easy to drift downwards, but I think just like having any routine you can and just focusing on like what you're grateful for every day is like a really good way to just kind of move forward.
Yeah. That's really refreshing to hear. Like, you're getting married and you still, you're positive about it. Like, it's going to happen. You have all these good things going on for you. It's a great way to look at it, So if like anyone out there is feeling down, something's not going their way, which it's not going anyone's way at this point. Like, look at all the good things you have going on right now, all the things that are going well for you, the things you have that a lot of people don't,
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that sort of wraps this episode up. Josh, do you have anything else, or?
Closing thoughts.
Final thoughts. Crazy.
One more question for Bri. What do you think inspires you the most? Like, why do you like work out on a daily?
My battery's dying.
Oh no.
Oh no, you're frozen.
You can talk.
Yeah.
Can you hear us? Oh no, we lost her.
We lost her for good.
Oh no.
No.
We'll never know the answer to that question. We'll give her.
That will be just hanging in there.
Yeah. Leave them hanging for the next episode. We'll give her a few seconds here. See if she can.
Okay.
She might have just had to connect her phone.
Yeah, you'll find out in the next episode what the answer is to that question.
Yeah.
See you guys next time.
Yeah. You'll never know. Well, if she is not able to come back, we could sort of maybe get that answer and then touch base on it real quick next episode.
She's gone.
Yeah, she's gone. She left us. So yeah, guys, I hope that was some good insight, sort of a different perspective from what most people are seeing right now. The whole hospital scene, being a doctor, how Bri has used fitness, to maintain her physical, but also that mental health. The days are long and she's, has a pretty stressful job at this point. but I think it's very inspirational, motivational for like a lot of us to sort of look at that and say, hey, like maybe we don't have it so bad, you know, like there's people that are way worse off in this world. So let's try to keep the positivity, keep that rolling. Isn't that the whole theme, Josh?
Positivity, smiling.
Smile. I like it. So yeah, guys, episode 3. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Should be on iTunes and Spotify soon. This is on the YouTube channel, so make sure you guys subscribe, give it a like. If you guys have any comments, by all means, please
Let us know.
Yeah, let us know. We will keep pushing out content, try to keep things interesting, and not too long. I think that's our thing. We want to hit on interesting things, but not talk you to death. Your battery died?
Yeah.
All right, no worries. We stopped the recording, but we'll just pick it back up real quick so Josh can ask his $1 million question that we left everyone hanging. Yeah, no, we'll just we'll loop this into the YouTube or whatnot. So Josh,
right.
We'll put it in the end. We'll put it
yeah, we'll put it in the end.
We got you back. All right, Bri. Last question, okay?
Yeah.
What inspires you to get up every single day, and what motivates you to work out?
Oh, this is going to get deep. But I would say
I like deep.
I would say the people that can't.
Okay.
Kind of similar to why we do hero workouts. You know, we have an ability. Anybody has an ability to move. That's kind of like a gift in and of itself because there's people that can't do it. So I think that's like my biggest motivation, just to stay active in general. Plus, it's a good way to lead by example for patients that I'm telling, hey, go work out. Nobody's going to listen to me if I don't do it myself. So I think leading by example, too, is a really good motivating factor.
That's awesome. Yeah. Okay, yeah. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. I like it.
Great.
Yeah, I like how you
needed
like,
that.
Yeah, and I like how, like you said, like it's a privilege. Like we don't have to work out. We get to work out. That's the same. I've always looked at it that way as well. So I like that.
Yeah.
All right.
As coaches, we got to lead by example as well.
That's right, man. That's
right.
Doing
the things we tell you to do, right?
Exactly. Do what we say. No.
Do what we say.
Yeah. All right, cool. So I think that now we can wrap it up.
Now we're done. Yeah.
We'll loop this in. But Bri, thank you so much for coming on and sort of doing this and giving everyone your perspective. I think it's really refreshing for people to, hear it from you, like how you're doing things and how you're dealing with it. So
yeah, thanks for having me.
Yep, much appreciated. Josh, I'll see you episode 4.
Yeah, I'll see you then.
Okay. All right. Thanks everyone.
Thanks, Bri.